So yeah, it came out, and it's actually really good. I really wish that more people would do remakes like this. But again, this is not necessarily going to be like a full-blown review. It's more of my impressions on it, and things that have changed. Things that are I think are great. Things I think that are, well, you know, could be a little bit better. But for the most part, it's a fantastic game, and I do recommend checking it out. You can get it on PS4, the Switch, and Xbox, so you have some options there. So let's start off with the main things. I mean, essentially the story is the same. It plays pretty much the same as the previous version. The main changes to the game are the graphics and sound, because they've updated both of them. They've updated, so you have brand new hand-drawn art for all the characters. The animation is actually really good. The backgrounds are really good as well too. There's some scrolling going on there as well too. It's really nice. It's very layered, you know, very colorful, and it really adds more to the world. Now, the thing about redoing the graphics, it's always a tricky thing, because in a lot of cases you're going to make some people very mad, just because, you know, they love this game, you know, and that they're always going to remember it a certain way. In this case, I think Lizard Cube doesn't have to worry about that. They've done a fantastic job on it. You know, like, there's been a lot of love put into this. I mean, you can tell that they were big fans of the game to begin with. And that's important, because you don't want to shit all over someone's favorite game. Let's be honest, this has happened before, but this is actually quite good. Another thing that's really great about this as well too is again, you can switch between the classic mode, so you can go 8-bit, or you can go with the new redrawn. Same thing with the soundtrack as well too. You can actually go with the old 8-bit loop, or you can use the new, you know, more orchestral sounding, you know, very organic, using real instruments. You know, it's not just a loop; it's actually a track. You can go with that as well too, and again, all through a button press you can switch either one of them on and off. It's not like you press one and they both switch. They have independent buttons for the graphics and the sound. It's really cool. The thing I really like about that, though, is that with the 8-bit graphics, the classic mode, it's actually in like widescreen without stretching the pixels. So you get a widescreen aspect ratio for 8-bit, and it's the only way that you're going to be able to get it without stretching that screen. So that's really cool. It fills your HD TV, you know, nicely. I just said it fills your HD TV. Anyway, so the other thing is the sound. Now, I mean, as far as the sound goes, you know, I prefer the original, although it's kind of weird, because the only reason why I prefer the original is because it had a certain type of energy to it, and I think that's lacking with this new organic sounding, you know, orchestral kind of soundtrack. It's not bad. It's actually really good, and it really adds mood to a lot of situations where you normally wouldn't have it. But that's the thing, is that, you know, the main improvement, I guess, when it comes to that is that, yes, in certain situations where you normally just hear the same old 8-bit loop, you know, you're going to actually get a track that actually kind of fits the mood a little bit better. You know, it changes it to sound a little more creepy, even though it's the same song. So that's good. But let's just go over what changes I've noticed, because there are a few major ones here. So, other than the widescreen aspect ratio for the classic, that's cool. The menu system has been completely redone, so it's brand new, displays different stats. The Charm Stone system has been redone, and actually at first I was like, it's just missing. But no, what they've done is they've added these secret levels that you can access, where you can get these charm stones, because you will still need them. There's an item in the game, and that's the Gallic Sword, and you can only get that once you've actually gotten 4 charm stones. Another big thing is the items are actually mapped to, instead of having to use like a combination like you did in the previous version, it's actually mapped to one button, so that makes things a little bit easier. You can also cycle through them with your R1 and L1 buttons, so that's kind of handy. Makes gameplay a little bit easier, it makes it a little more convenient. There's also a bonus gallery, so you can actually take a look at the art, the animations, and behind the scenes for recording the audio. That's really cool. That stuff is unlockable through the game, and I really appreciate that kind of, you know, attention to detail and adding that extra little bit for the fans. Now, as I mentioned with the charm stones, there are these extra secret areas that have been added. They actually pose a fair bit of challenge for some of them, but that's the way that you would get the charm stones, which, again, it was kind of a weird thing for me seeing that, but I really actually think that the way they've done it is really good. Instead of having to farm for charm stones, you actually just have to do certain tests in order to actually get them, right? You have to complete those secret areas. Another thing that's nice is when you complete the game, you can actually play as Human. which I've always wanted to do, right? So this is kind of a dream come true for me. Now, when it comes to the cons, again, like I said, with the music, it seems to be lacking some of the energy that it did because it's a little more organic sounding, but a minor gripe. It's still actually really good. I played the majority of the game with the actual sound that they gave us, the new soundtrack and the new graphics, so I didn't really switch too much. More of a just a gimmick just to see, like holy crap, like it is actually there, you know? You can compare them, like, on the fly. The last thing I'd say is a kind of a con. It's still a minor gripe, though, is with Wonder Girl, when you're playing through as her and you actually switch to the different monster forms, yeah, she doesn't have her own individual ones, so it's kind of like non-binary monster mode, where basically it's neither boy or girl, maybe. I don't know. They all look like boys, essentially, to me, my eyes. But that would have been nice to actually have separate models, or separate you know, sprites for, or character animations for each of those as well, too, like just redrawn as female. But I can't complain. I'm just happy the game got remade. So if you've been thinking about getting it, it's definitely worth the price. I recommend it highly, especially if you love the old game. You know, go check it out. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you later.